Welcome to the show, and here are your hosts, the diabolical Elite Gaming Guru, the illustrious Red Dead Panda, and the Australian stud Ashtray Gaming. So let's get this party started. Shit.
This is, can you hear us? Can you hear me? Let me know. No sound? Still no sound? Can you hear us? We've got some Halo Infinite gameplay today. No, still can't hear us. So, good. What else would it be then? So we don't want the media source playing because that would be annoying. So what I might do is mic auxiliary monitor off. Let's put it on. What about now? Can you hear us? Anything? Only me. All right. What did we do last time to fix this? Of course. I don't know. Apparently not. Yeah, see if we can figure it out as we go. This is our first time, so Red usually does this. She's better at this kind of stuff than we are, obviously. So we'll get there. While Elite tries to figure it out, we've got some Halo Infinite gameplay. I'm hearing myself twice as well. Is anyone hearing me twice? Because that could be an issue too. No? Okay. Well, that could happen. So I can hear myself twice, which I don't want to do either. Interesting. What if I just... I don't know. Am I back now? Like, did I disappear for a while because I had to turn the volume down? Maybe so. Shit. Okay. I think my audio must have dropped out for a while there when I turned the volume down a little bit. So I've muted it, but it's still active, which is good. But we still don't have Elite's volume, which is really weird. So I'm not sure. We're still trying to figure it out, guys. Oh well, at least this is a learning curve for us, I guess. No. Not sure. All right, so my audio's back. But we still can't hear you, man. I don't know. There must be another audio setting in OBS or something for it to pick up that I don't have active. We're just going to have to keep trying to figure this one out, guys. But I think everyone's left anyway, so... I mean, yeah, it's hard to say what it'd be under. Audio, desktop audio? It can't be under desktop audio. Would it? That's annoying, isn't it? Desktop audio too. So keep talking. I want to see if your vocals come up in OBS at some point. Yeah? No, nothing's coming up. No idea, man. Yeah. Well, this is true, but you would think that there's a pretty straightforward way for this to show. Yeah, well, may as well and just see what happens. Maybe his audio will come through as well. You're gonna invite him into Discord. Other Zinc said, put a link in the chat and I'll help you with the show. Maybe DM it to him. I have no idea why there's no other audio except for mine. It's no idea. There's got to be something in my audio settings that's not doing what it needs to be doing. Let's check on. Auxiliary desktop audio. All right, I'll apply desktop audio and see what happens. So Elite, try talking again. Keep going. Still nothing. So you it's weird. This is really strange. We need your help. My audio is working. Everyone can hear me, obviously, but we can't hear Elite for some reason. So I'm not getting any audio from him through OBS. Is there a setting I need to activate? Either way, this is a good learning curve. We do have topics for you guys and a guest, but if if we can't figure this out, I don't know what. We might have to postpone it. We could maybe do it a little later in the day, or we can move it to tomorrow. But let's try and get this audio going. I don't know, because I don't actually use Discord except to jump in to things already. There's got to be a way to invite people, like because it's your Discord. You must have some sort of link or something that you can send. Yeah, so go up to the, I just saw it. So go up on the top left, it says Gamers Initiative with a drop down. Click on that and then click on invite people. Yeah. So see if that does anything. Other than that, yeah, so Red, I don't know if you can hear me, but go to a link. Okay. What is it? I'll just download it anyway. Can't connect to Discord client. Maybe it's because we're live already, so it won't work. Cannot connect to, looks like we're having trouble connecting to your Discord client. I don't know if it'll work for me, will it? Download the app. Let's download the app, see what happens. Did you update Discord? You didn't update it. I doubt. Yeah, I doubt that's the problem though. It still should work. Anyway, so I don't know. I'm downloading some Discord setup now. We'll see what happens. Trash. Gameplay's all right though. Yeah. Yeah, everyone sees the multiplayer stuff all the time. So I recorded some gameplay from the campaign. All right, so I'm in the app, Discord app. Let's see if I can stream kit overlay. Do I need that? Probably. Authorize. Yeah, may as well, especially if they can help. All right, so overlay. So I seem to have it now. What happens next? That's the question. All right. So I just need to know what the overlay now does. This should help. It should work. All you need to do is make sure it includes your PC audio and you'll pick up Discord volume. All right. Let's, as in desktop audio. maybe. So Elite, start talking again. Is it me you're looking for? Well, I've got desktop audio activated. Monitor only, mute out. We don't want to mute output, obviously. Monitor off. It's not picking up. Yeah, don't know. It's weird. Maybe output and monitor. So start talking again. Yeah, it's not showing a balance thing, which is weird. Fucking hell. It's weird. Can't see what the can't even see what the overlay did. Is there another way to like activate it within Discord? Or what? Sorry, in OBS. No, don't know. Audio. Maybe just put it on default. Go apply. Go okay. All right. Try talking now, man. Hello.
Hello.
Keep talking. Keep talking. Keep talking. Don't just say one word. Well, I think we've got your audio, dude. Hello.
Hello. You me? Hear me?
All right.
What do I do?
It's giving me audio on Discord, so the guys should start hearing you now if you keep talking.
Can you hear me, guys? Can you hear me?
All right. I'm pretty sure everyone should be able to hear you now.
Right, nobody's replying. There's only one way to find out. YouTube. Let's see if I can hear myself. I will talk to myself. The only danger here is that I've got such a great voice I like falling off myself.
All right. I'm pretty sure everyone should be able to hear you now. So there's no. Yeah, your audio's coming through, dude. Your audio's coming through. Maybe output analyzer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened there, but I fixed that, and now your audio's coming through.
So you can hear me now? Yeah! Shit! Right.
We got there.
We got there. It just took 20 minutes. But we got there. Right, okay. Should we get with the show? Let's first before we get into the show. Obviously, you know who we both are now. And should we just get the instructions and go straight into the topics?
Do it. Yeah.
What have you been? Or should we just go through what you've been playing?
No, let's go straight into the topics, man. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Fuck it. Let's do it. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Please sub and share out. Do it now in terms of skip the first 20 minutes. Because that was shit.
You can edit that later. Edit that out later.
I don't think you can.
You can. Yeah, you can. You can. You can. Later on, you can. Once it uploads, you can chop that out.
I'm going to have to figure out how to do that. Okay. Well, okay. So let's get going. Let's get this.
Jump up on your mic because you sound like you're in a toilet, dude.
I am in a toilet. No. Right. Okay. Let's bring it in.
Bring it in.
Right. Who have we got in the chat? We still got other Zinc. Who else have we got? Has everyone else left? She's no Elite. He's there.
Hey, she's no.
Yeah, my left nut is itchy. He's still there. Guys, see if we can get some more people in this chat. Go on, chat. we need some beats. Big shout out to those guys in the chat. And yeah, see if we get some more people in the party. Let's get the party started. Right, so.
And thanks, Red, for your help.
Yeah, thanks, Reg. She's gone there.
I'm sure whatever you did
Batman.
helped, so that's cool. But hey, how about we jump in our first topic? Xbox Series X and S have taken market share globally. I mean, look,
They have.
It was going to happen, wasn't it? It was bound to happen.
It was, and I mean, we all say we don't care about sales. We don't. The only reason why we're bragging about it is because we know it winds them up.
Yes.
It winds up the Sony fan base. That's the only reason why we do it. Any Sony fans listening, the only reason we're doing it because we know it winds you up because you preached sales for 7 years and now it's biting you on the arse horribly.
Exactly.
Yeah, the Push Square reported it was actually Push Square had said about it, didn't they? It was a Microsoft executive said that Xbox have taken the market share from PlayStation.
Well, there you go. But that's in certain regions, isn't it? So the United States, Canada, UK, they're probably still. Yeah. I mean, PlayStation's still huge in Europe, so
yeah. But I mean, at one point, but even they were sort of head to head and switching sides. I think Xbox even won some weeks in Europe, which is uncalled. It's never known. Oh, also, didn't Xbox outsell the 360 for the same period or something?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Exactly.
Made history. So it's fantastic. I mean, we went through a pandemic. Apparently, Microsoft doing some sort of magic thing where they can get more chips than PlayStation for whatever reason that is, which I think is half of it. A lot of that is sort of a bit bullshit.
Well, apparently it's been debunked. So
yeah,
but even if they did pay for chip priority, I mean, so what? Business is business. So even if they did, who cares? You know.
There's that as well. But I reckon, if anything, it's just more of a case that Sony just threw all their chips out at the beginning of the generation, just dropped everything, like just threw as much out as they could. Where I reckon Sony, knowing there was a pandemic, I reckon they just sort of spread out their sort of just didn't drop as much. And I think that's more the case. And that's why I think there was more PlayStation 5 scalped, because there was more in the market share, more in the space for them to scalp.
Yeah.
And I think that's what happened. And I think there's more PS5s in the market at the beginning of the generation because they put more out there, and now their stocks as
dwindled.
Reduced now. Dwindling, that's the word I was looking for. Compared to Xbox, that I think were just better and clever with it. And then they got the Xbox Series S as well, because it's just bad business. Let's just be honest. There's no damage control, really.
And Xbox haven't had the amount of failed chips either. So I mean, how many are being made, manufactured, tested, and dumped because they're not working? So that's going to have to take a toll on them as well. Also, I saw a tweet this morning as well that apparently the Xbox Series consoles has sold more than the Xbox One consoles in Japan now as well. So I mean, we all know that numbers in Japan for Xbox are really, really small, almost insignificant. Yeah. However, it's still a sign that people are buying Xboxes. So it's really good. It's good to see. And I mean, Elite, what would you put it down to? Besides the fact that, their logistics and their manufacturing's been pretty good and on point, as well as not having, the amount of chip issues. But what other factors would you put it down to that Xbox is growing and doing well, especially in the United States?
As I said, there's probably selling more because, as I said, they've got Xbox Series S on the market, which is a bargain. Anyone just jumping into gaming, anyone sort of looking for an next-gen console, there's that. Then I said, I don't think it's anything to do with chips. I reckon it was more to do with how many consoles are put out at launch and now, and I think but I think mainly it's Game Pass, isn't it? It's stuff like Game Pass, it's the anti-communism, but but also we got to think that we can't forget stuff like Bethesda that hit the sort of the media massively when they were sort of brought up by Xbox. Loads of people that turned heads, and then the following year, Activision, which I remember there was that French media site, I don't know what it is now, their French media site, that was telling people not to buy a PlayStation, but to buy the Xbox because of Call of Duty would be on the Xbox. Do you remember that?
Yeah, exactly. There was some signs in store at a shop saying Call of Duty warning kind of thing. So
Yeah, Call of Duty, you buy an Xbox, not a PlayStation, because it's shit.
I think this is the initial results of a long-term plan that Xbox has been playing, and it all started with the One S and One X, to bring that power narrative back to obviously start Game Pass, and they're big driving factors, which allowed Xbox to sort of see, okay, well, how are people going to deal with this multi-SKU device? I've said all this before, I guess, but that was their sort of testing ground. So they've brought out a Series S and X. They've obviously worked out how they want to run those consoles, and then they've Game Pass is a huge push. So you're right, saying Activision, Blizzard, Bethesda, all of those acquisitions and things have definitely 100% been in the media so much that casuals are seeing it and things like that. But Game Pass is still a massive push because you keep talking about Game Pass and everything becomes synonymous with that. And then people are just going to go, oh, well, you know what? It's a cheap entry with the S, or if I want something that's going to last me a super long time, I want to get the series. I can also play, Blu-ray porn on it if you really want to. And then, and then
friends.
So it's sort of been
feet.
Oh yuck! It's been a long, long game, and it's starting to show. It's starting to show and pay off. So, it's all good. I'm happy for Xbox, and it's only going to get better from here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Marlis' real name's Marvin, but I was just gonna cover Elite, who said, "I don't think they paid for priority. I think it has more to do with the yield of PS5 chips since they require such high clocks." There's also that. I mean, the crap they put into PlayStation 5, like all the liquid cooling and all the heat sinks and all the crap they put into it, I think they can't produce as many. I think Sony went into this really arrogant, thinking they were just going to walk it after last generation, and I really think they didn't make the effort because of it. I think they just think, we'll make a big fuck off console and it'll look fantastic, and the fans will just follow us, just buy the console regardless. And they're probably right there. The fans are doing that, and they are damage controlling 2-hour demos, but that costs £18 a month. But the thing is, they've got to remember is the majority of the majority of PlayStation owners are casuals. They're casuals that just walk into a store, don't watch Twitter, don't watch their YouTube channels, don't follow them blindly, but just walk into a store, look at 2 consoles on the shelves, and pick the best one, basically. And that is it. And when you walk into a store and we know the majority of PlayStation fans play COD. They can walk into a store, pick up a £300 Xbox Series Slim, and get Call of Duty on Game Pass. Xbox is going to be laughing.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. The option for that is, I mean, it's a no-brainer, right? You would just, and I have heard from the casuals that aren't interested in video games the way we are, but they've said, my friends are on PlayStation, so I'm going to stay there. But once, and it's a trickle effect, right? And word of mouth. Once someone gets one, and they go, man, this is entry fee. Let's all get one. It could be 5 guys playing FIFA or COD, and they're like, I need a new console. I'm a bit sick of this. I can't get a PlayStation. How about we all get the cheap entry point Series S, and then we can all play COD or FIFA or whatever together. And it'll just happen like that as well, because it's a cheaper entry point. And even if they decide, I'll get a PlayStation when they're available and we'll switch back, fine, whatever. But that still counts as sales or, just people getting into the Xbox ecosystem. And there's a good chance that a percentage of those people will stay as well. So it's a plus, it's a bonus, which is really good.
What you say, Ashtray.
Good. I'm glad you do. Otherwise, you can go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Or other Zeke said I'm low. I don't know if he just means my voice or my chair's low.
Get low. Get low, get low, get low. All right, let me
Do I sound low? Anyone? Do I sound low?
Let me-
Going up me.
let me
Turn me up.
there we go. Up to volume right there. I
do I
don't
sound
want to put
now?
it too loud because it'll make that really weird sound again.
Yeah.
So that should be. Keep talking because you're in the green, so that's
Can
good.
you hear me over Zinc? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
over the back.
You should be able to hear you pretty good now.
As you said, my volume's really low. Yeah, left nut. Thanks for telling us now. We've been chatting for 20 minutes. You fuckers.
No, well, I did adjust it before, but maybe I put it a little bit too low.
Piece of shit.
Well, you know.
You pause. Yeah, so its volume is low. Is it still low, even though it's been turned up?
All right, I'll up it a little bit more. We just don't want it blaring through the speakers. That's all.
Much better, he said. Much better.
Yeah.
Other Zing just said it much better, and I'm exceptionally handsome.
Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
He hasn't seen you, but anyway. So I don't know. I think that we've sort of done that topic to death now. Really, Xbox good, sales good, everyone happy.
Never talk of it ever again. Yeah.
We'll talk about it next week.
Yeah, we probably will when Xbox wins another MBD.
We didn't get a chance. You didn't tell everyone why Red's not available today. Because they're probably wondering. Yeah. Do you know?
Yeah. Next topic. Sorry, everyone. Yeah, Red's not available because I think it's ain't good.
Quick.
Red's not available. Oh, I can't
doctor's appointment. That's all you need to say.
Red's not available because she's got a doctor's appointment. I can't really go into too much detail, can we?
No, we're bound by secrecy.
No. Yeah.
So feel free to DM her though, and just tell her you're thinking of her.
Wish her well. Wish her all the best. Yeah. And are we talking about the same? Because I heard she's having her eyebrows shaved off, and she's having those. No, you can get those tattooed eyebrows.
Oh no, I heard something different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe we'll let her explain next week when she's back on.
Yeah, she can explain herself next week. Guys, just remember to drop Panda a message on Twitter, DM her or anywhere, and just say good luck with the op.
Indeed.
She's not been fired. We love her too much. But yeah.
Anyway,
it's a long story.
How about we talk a little Halo, man? What do you think?
Let's talk about Halo.
Yeah.
We talk about the Halo gameplay. Yes,
we do. We do.
This is Ashtray playing the campaign. You're just all over the place on that. Was it Ghost?
Yeah, like a hack, but that's okay. You stay still, you get shot. So.
Yeah, he is. You do. I generally just strafe around everyone. Just completely just strafe people.
Oh, okay.
Strafing.
Yeah, fair enough. We call it strafing over here, but fair enough.
Strafing.
Anyway, so Halo Infinite Season 2 dropped. Hey?
Did. And I've to be honest, I've sort of basically seen what's involved in it. I've not really, it didn't get into my emotions too much whatsoever. I'm quite looking forward to it, and that's about it. But a lot of people, it really upset, apparently, didn't it? Because they wanted everything. I'm still confused. I've had this argument so many times on Twitter with people are still demanding that Halo Infinite be complete. I've said, this is a gas game. This is a game with a 10-year plan. Why are people still asking why this game's not complete? This game won't be complete for 10 years, people. It won't be complete. Nobody said, right, when Destiny came out, let's give it to Destiny. When Destiny dropped, nobody expected Destiny to release and be complete. Nobody really expects Apex Legends, Fortnite, all these games to release and be complete. Yeah, otherwise, if the games are complete and have all the content they're ever going to have, then they will just die. They won't last. All these games just are not meant to release complete, and they just slowly sort of drop content. I will say, yes, they probably have been a bit slow on the content and haven't probably pushed out enough of it. That's a different argument. But when people say to me, "Oh, it released incomplete," yes, it did. And next point.
Yeah, see, I'm gonna sort of slightly disagree there, because when it comes to the multiplayer factions like Lone Wolves, etc., people were like it's always dropped in full. So when it's only come in bits and pieces, people have gone like, hang on, where's this mode? Where's horde mode? Where's this? Where? So they're kind of upset that the multiplayer is in bits and pieces. Now, to me, I think that's warranted because that should have come in full. It always has, or pretty much always has, previous generations, previous games. Where the game doesn't need to be complete and then will build upon and grow is the campaign. So when people say, oh, but we're only in one biome, you know, there was no snow level or section of the map and all this kind of stuff, it's like, well, that's going to come later. That's where this game will grow. It'll grow into different sections like that. Because I mean, you can fly around the map, you can look at the map, and you can see where it's going to grow and how much bigger it's going to get. And you're just sort of stuck to this certain portion of it at this point in time. So I think that's where it's going to grow. But when it comes to the multiplayer games and options and modes and things, that should have dropped in full. And I do agree with the outrage of that. Not that I really care, to be honest with you, but for the people that do play it and play it a lot more than the campaign itself, I do get that.
Okay.
That
before I argue with you,
yep.
Han Solo's in our group chat. Just realised he's in Discord. He's joined us.
Hopefully we can hear him.
Yeah, I'm here.
Welcome.
What's up, you guys?
Oh, yeah, you are there. All right. Okay, cool.
I just didn't want to, but you guys were having an excellent conversation. I didn't want to just steamroll in like, hey, what's up, everybody? but what's up, you guys? It's good to be here.
Yeah, it's good to have you on board. We've been sort of planning this for a while now, haven't we? It's good to have you. It's good. It's actually good you was a little bit late and all because we had a big mix. I don't know if you've heard, but we had a bit beginning screwed up. Red Dead Panda usually does all our IT stuff. Basically, she's basically our IT nerd.
And we had no audio.
We had no audio for about 20 minutes. So we pretty much only just started the show. So our first topic was sales, and I said second topic we just started is Halo Infinite. So yeah, you've not really missed much at all. So welcome,
Perfect.
Han. Yeah, so welcome Han Solo, guys. This is our guest, Han Solo. Please check him out. Should we get back into the topic then?
Yeah, well, I'd love to hear Ham's take for sure.
Yeah, go on, Han. What's your take on Halo Infinite?
Season 2.
Now,
Season 2
what
details.
piece of it are we talking about in particular? Are we talking about season 2 or
Season 2?
like, what are we talking? Okay, so yeah, it's still incomplete. That's kind of the main take on it from me is like, darn, like I wish I had a little bit more, but at the same time, it's a Game Pass game, and at the same time, it's a free to play game. So with that being said, I feel like Microsoft kind of knows that, and they're just kind of using that and Game Pass as its kind of fallback to be like, oh, well, we can slowly kind of roll this out and make sure it's done properly. But at the same time, use these other games that are dropping in Game Pass as look over here real quick. You know what I mean? Like, don't pay attention to what's going on back here. Just keep playing what you like to play and play some Game Pass games while you wait for new content to come out. If that's what they're saying, they got me, because that's what I'm doing. I'm not playing Halo Infinite as much as I would like to play it, but at the same time, I'm not mad because I have so much other stuff to play, if that makes sense.
It makes perfect sense.
That makes total sense. Yeah, I mean, we've been playing it. You should join our game nights, Ham. But we play it quite often, don't we, Ashtray?
I'm not there as much as everyone else, but yep.
No, because there are other games out, and there's loads to play at the moment, and there probably will always be loads. So it's hard. But when we do play it, you know, I enjoy it, and I love jumping into it. It's not like, oh, do we have to play this? I just love it's easy game to just jump in and jump out of. But the whole thing about it's missing content. As I said, yes, I get why they're complaining about it's season 2 and it needed more content stuff. But I think they're fully aware that they're just gonna. I think they do have a roadmap, but I still think they're kind of holding back something. Like there is something, and I've got a feeling I've said this from the launch that it might be something to do with the campaign and the co-op mode. I've got a feeling they're gonna. I don't think you're just gonna play Master Chief in the co-op mode. I've got a feeling you're gonna play another character for some reason. I don't know why. And and it's going to bring a whole new sort of DLC with the co-op mode. I reckon. I don't think it's just going to simply be 2 players. I reckon it's going to bring a whole new DLC of it. And I think that's because that's delayed. I think that's what's delaying the new multiplayer content. But
I feel like Forge is kind of holding everything back.
Forge, yeah. But
I feel like Forge is really holding everything back because I feel like they want to give you so many options that they got overzealous with as many options that they got, and now they have to make sure everything's implemented correctly, everything's going to work right. And I mean, that's going to be a beta, right, first before it actually drops that you can try out and play, and it's going to be really interesting. I'm not a person that's going to be developing maps or anything. I just want to play, right? But I do have a few friends that are interested in trying it out and whatnot, and I'm interested to see what they got. But like with the whole 2-player and stuff, I think you kind of might be onto something when you say there might be more than just Chief. Wouldn't it be kind of cool if they announced these new characters with Paramount and or not really new characters, right? But these characters that are in the Paramount show, and it's like, the main person that's hosting the party is Chief, and you're the other 3 you're choosing between those other 3 Spartans. So I think that would be interesting, kind of a reminder of like, what was it? Halo Reach? No, what was it? Reach? Yeah, Halo Reach. It kind of reminds me of Halo Reach. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, here's a question for you guys. Would the Halo community be, I mean, they're not happy that it's in pieces, right? But do you think they'd be more pissed off if it launched broken? Because I think they would.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
That's the thing about
So this is kind of
broken?
the lesser of two evils, right?
Yeah.
It's incomplete, but it's working. So I kind of think that the Xbox community, the Halo community would be more up in arms and more vocal, in my opinion, if it launched and it was jagged and broken and stuff. So
100%. I mean, because you can at least champion that everything works great. That's that's kind of the point right now. Is whenever somebody says, "Oh man, there isn't enough content," the but is usually, well, but at least the game functions really well.
Yeah, and I think that's more important, really, to make sure that it all functions and works. Like the campaign, right? I didn't have, from memory, I didn't have any glitches in it, which is. I mean, most games have glitches these days, right? There's always some sort of glitch, whether it's graphical or gameplay wise, and I didn't, from memory, have any glitches like that. So, I mean, that shows you that it's polished, which is what you want.
Yeah. I think the game did release pretty. I wouldn't say flawless, but yeah, it does run smoothly and runs well. But I was going to also mention the Battle Royale. What do you guys think about Battle Royale? I think, I was kind of hoping that they didn't have to do that, but I think it's the way of FPS games these days. Because I think the standard sort of FPS model, which is like Halo and that, is, I don't know, I wouldn't say dated, but everyone does seem to be pushing towards Battle Royale now. And I think they're going to have to sort of maybe take that stance and go with the Battle Royale route, just because that's where the majority of people are. And at the end of the day, you've got to go with the crowd, don't you? You can't sort of say, no, we're not going to do that. We're just going to do our own thing. I think that's what kills you, basically.
Considering they've got a lot of modes already, well, there's obviously more to come, but because they've already got a lot of modes, adding a Battle Royale mode won't hurt the game. It just adds an extra option. So if people want to play that style of game, then it's great. It's not like it's just one style and that's it. They've they're still bringing everything else out, so it's an option. Play it, don't play it.
Actually, what Fortnite did when that first came out, it was like, I mean, Fortnite was bare bones. No one complained about Fortnite. Do you remember when Fortnite first came out? It had nothing to it, and then they just started copying all other FPS games, just taking all their ideas and now it is what it is. It's massive. But, but I think maybe Halo should take that route. Just start doing what everyone else is doing.
Fortnite came off its own base. It didn't have any preconceived notions or games that it had to hold itself up to, so it could do that. Whereas Halo's already got a massive fan base and a following and expectations. So I don't know about being bare bones, but it just needs to work. That's my opinion anyway.
Your opinion's rubbish.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
You got any more to say, Ham?
I'm happy for there to be like some sort of battle royale, but I'm not excited for it because I'm not a battle royale player. So it's like it is what it is. I'm happy to hear that there'll be more ways for people to engage with Halo, seeing that sometimes just killing people 50 times isn't exactly what they want to do, or I don't know. I feel like there is definitely a market for it because you see what Warzone did for Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm.
It's massive, right? So like, if you could add that in, because everybody wants to compare it to Fortnite, when I compare it more to like a Call of Duty Warzone, where it's going to be something similar to that, and in feeling wise, at least, because it's a first person shooter and everything like that. So I think it'll be big, and especially at the beginning, how it'll be in a couple years, I don't know. I don't know at all. And especially with the way that they've been kind of rolling out content for the free to play multiplayer as it is, it could seem grim. Because I don't know if they're planning on using the exact same maps or if it's going to be a redesigned big map for this new
Mode.
this new this new mode. Thank you. I can't even think of it. Battle Royale. Thank you for this new Battle Royale or what. So I'm just kind of interested in how they're going to roll it out in the first place, but at the same time, what about it's going to be different compared to just your regular multiplayer? Because I feel like there's a stark difference between Warzone and playing like Black Ops. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's the good thing about Halo. Why it's got a sort of like Call of Duty. Why it's got an edge because it does have the campaign, and they can easily sort of just switch between the two. Like they can throw a load of content in the multiplayer, and as that, why is people playing that, or as that gets dry, then they can throw a whole bunch of content to the campaign to pull back people back into that, and they can always almost sort of move people backwards and forwards, or just drop content as they please. But I think that's what they're looking to do to keep it going, to keep it fresh. I think it's just to keep throwing campaign sort of games, new sort of modes and whatever. Then same to the multiplayer, and they're just switching backwards and forwards. And I think it will keep going for 10 years. I think they have got a roadmap. I just don't think we know what it is, and I think some things have been delayed because of other modes. I think they're bringing in like the Forge and the Co-op, and I think there is something up their sleeve. I don't think they're all completely useless, and I haven't got a clue what some people are saying.
Go into a mall where it's like you kind of get whatever you want.
Yeah,
You know. So
Yeah,
so it's really interesting because it's going to be like, I feel like that's the kind of like we didn't think of what the name of Halo this generation meant, but Halo Infinite, it seems like there's infinite possibilities of what they could possibly do with the game, and that's kind of what they're kind of trying to portray with even the name of the game. So yeah, cool. I'm excited to see what else they can possibly pull out of their bag, especially with Forge, because some things in Forge will probably become a regular thing.
Yeah, I've never played Forge to be honest. I've never been a big massive Halo fan anyway, but so I've never played Forge. But people seem to be really going on about it's missing Forge. But was Forge ever a massive thing? Was it?
Yeah.
So they had they had like a Forge kind of mode on Halo 5, and it's very, you're able to do all sorts of different types of things, make different types of game modes and stuff like that. So they have, so the community has history with it, and they're being told that this one's larger than ever. So,
Yeah,
I mean, that's earlier that said that I feel like that might be holding, if anything, Halo back is probably the Forge, but it could very well be like content as well that they want to just implement that they just haven't got done yet.
Yeah, I just wanted to shout out to Spike IT who said, as outlined by 3 Eyes, my screen's going to be funny. Broadpost is also not just 2 maps. It's in season 2. It's more than 7 game modes and a huge amount of improvements in regards to sandbox vehicles and battle pass. So there's going to be 7 game modes added. not just 2 maps. So yeah, so, I mean, there's quite a lot of content really.
When we get it, yeah, sure.
Yeah, we get it. Yeah,
See, the thing that people are getting mixed up is it's a lot of content for a free-to-play game.
yeah, it is.
What people were expecting is just a ton of just dope content, but they forget that it's free to play, so they have to do more of a drip compared to a just puke out a bunch of content.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to figure out how to monetize this thing correctly, especially with it being their first iteration within a free to play game.
And I think that is the problem, because every debate I'll get in, people comparing it to games like Fortnite, Apex, and even Destiny. And I say, are you comparing Halo now at launch to Destiny now as it is, or are you comparing Halo now to Destiny at launch? Because Halo now has got more than Destiny had at launch, I would say.
Ooh, Destiny at launch, like I think people have a short term memory. Destiny at launch was rough, man.
Yeah, exactly.
And it ended up going to Best Buy for $5, and then all of a sudden it's a free game.
Yeah, exactly. That's, I mean, people forget that, but they still they're comparing a game that's been out now for like 3 or 4 years to a launch game. Same as Fortnite. They're comparing Fortnite what it is now to Halo what it is now, and you can't do that comparison. You got to do like for like, and Fortnite was nothing as it is now.
A completely different game.
Sorry,
a lot of people don't even know what Fortnite really was.
No, I believe it released as it was almost like, what's that game where things come out at night, don't they? And you got to just build your base and defend your base.
Yeah. You were trying to game. Yeah. It was a base defense game. It wasn't it wasn't marketed when it came out to be this massive, like, free to play game. Like, they were trying to sell copies of that game when it first came out.
Yeah. And then they copied PUBG, didn't they? I remember PUBG come out, and they just basically copied PUBG with a whole
absolutely
thing. Yeah, and then Apex took off. Yeah, I remember I remember when it first came out. Yeah, it was sold as like I think it was 4-player base defense thing. You just got to defend your base from zombies, and then they completely revamped the game because it just basically was dying.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's grown and it's changed so much over the time they update it with seasons, almost
because
monthly.
Because it was given time, and the media didn't continuously, like weekly, just have a go at it.
That's
given its time. Yeah, that's it. That was the difference. If it was Xbox exclusive, Fortnite would have been shat on all over. Same as Destiny. But
yeah, indeed.
Shall we move on to our next topic, which is Xbox? Go on. Sorry,
I was just going to say yes. I think we should.
Okay. Then we will.
So, Ham, can you see the topics in our chat in the Discord?
Yeah, can you see that? Discord.
Can you see them there? Click on podcasts.
No. Okay.
And then you'll see them all listed there.
Yeah, I see them.
Yeah, cool. No worries. Yeah, so Xbox Bethesda E3 showcase announced for the 12th of June. That works out real perfect for me because I'm a day ahead of the US. So when it's Sunday, it's Monday for me. And every time they have it, they pick the same weekend every year, which is great because I have a public holiday on a Monday. The only thing that sucks for me is that it's going to be like 3 a.m. in the morning. So I'll just have to catch it when I wake up. But I'll still...
You're not going to do a show. You're not going to start because you ain't got work that day.
3 o'clock in the morning.
Lazy.
Are you crazy?
So fucking lazy.
Shit. I love my sleep too much. What can I say?
I'm going to do a podcast and then just get people like Ham in. Real gamers while you sleep.
That's a good idea.
Right, so, yeah, I probably will do that. Right, but what was I talking about? Oh, yes, we're talking about Bethesda. So, yeah, this got announced, didn't it? The Monday that they're actually doing a show. How fantastic is that?
Yeah, looking forward to it because they're going to show, obviously, they're going to show some of the stuff that we've sort of already seen, but I think in more depth. Hopefully there's a couple of nuggets in there. The show is apparently going to run for about 90 minutes. So there's a lot.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So
I didn't know about the time. Jeez Louise. That's a whole lot. That's a whole lot to break down.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Well, keeping in mind, I mean, it's Xbox and and Bethesda showcase. So there's a lot of content there, and I think with that kind of time as well, I think we're going to see. They might even like actually do like 10-minute gameplay reveals and things like that, or at least I hope so. That's sort of what I'm hanging out for.
Gameplay?
Yeah, I think for Starfield they might be doing something really sort of involved in Starfield.
Oh, you know it.
Yeah, I reckon they're going to really go to town on that. But otherwise, what else? I reckon we're definitely going to see Hellblade much more. I reckon we'll see that gameplay with combat, proper combat and stuff like that now.
Yeah, see, that's something that they could show for 10 minutes.
Yeah,
and go through the combat system or something like that, because that's what everyone's been saying they want to see is the combat, and they know it's a lot more detailed and you know, full on than what the original Hellblade. Did you guys play the original Hellblade game? I thought the combat was good. It was relatively basic, but it worked. And this is obviously a lot more complex, so everyone sort of, including myself, is dying to see it.
I thought the combat was kind of it was okay, but like the story, and you're right, it worked for what it was. It 100% worked for what it was. But like me thinking of this next one, which they've pretty much confirmed for us, is like this is going to be a lot better, and you're going to really feel like you're getting in there and getting your hands dirty.
Yeah,
I felt like I was doing the same kind of moves over and over, and I could beat most of the enemies.
Yeah. Like I said, it was basic, but it was smooth. And, you know, if I had to compare it, if I had to sort of a game around that time was, what was it called? Rise, Son of Rome. That was more of a timed thing where you had to press a certain button. I don't like that because you're kind of forced into that though. Whereas this game,
shut up.
I like the game. I'm just saying I didn't really care for the combat because it was timed button presses, and that's not really, that's like real basic combat to me.
It's kind of telltale. I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think it's only the kill streaks, whatever they called them at the time, was the you press X now, wasn't it? That was the only when you wanted to kill someone, yeah. Which is kind of like sort of what kind of games like Batman has, isn't it? That has a sort of similar
mechanic
thing, doesn't it?
Yeah, I see what he's saying though, because it's like I wish it would like it's fine that it was in the game, but it was like the main piece of your combat, so it kind of felt like repetitive as hell. Like those games like Ghost of Tsushima, you do that when you do the standoff, right?
Yes.
Everything's timed. But that's not the main piece of the combat. That's just the beginning part of it. And then the rest of it is like it's up to you to figure out what you want to do. It's not up to the game.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Ghost of Tsushima's combat's really good. I really enjoyed that. And that the standoff thing, I like how they did it in reverse. Instead of tapping the button, you actually have to release the button. So that was made it a bit more intense and things like that. I like that. It was the reverse of what we're used to. Yeah.
What about God of War though? Is it like that?
God of War doesn't
really have some times like that. There are some times where you hit R3 and it does the animation, and I'll tell you that game was fantastic, but those animations got old really fast
because they were the same, weren't they?
Yeah,
and it was really only when you're fighting the bosses.
Yeah,
like
I'm sorry, what was that?
It was really only like that when you were fighting, you know, the mini bosses and stuff. When you It did it a few times, but it wasn't like it wasn't the main mechanic to the combat though, which was good.
Yeah, but I'd still like to see a Rise 2, but it'd be fantastic if they showed Rise 2. There's always been rumors of that.
But you never know.
Fantastic, you're right.
I think they'll definitely show Avowed as well, and Hellblade 2. Forza Motorsport will be a big show there. I wonder if State of Decay will be shown there. But I was talking to some guy who was saying we need to see more new IPs. I was like, really? I think they've already announced from first party alone 6 new IPs, haven't they? I don't think we need to see new IPs. I just think we need to see gameplay for some of these games now. What do you think?
I think they'll throw at least one new IP that we haven't really heard of. But yeah, it's just a case of getting out what they've already told us about and showing us in more detail. That's really all.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
I'm happy with that.
I think, more just gameplay and just give us release dates, really. Or at least release years. That'd be nice. Like, just tell us Hellblade 2 is releasing next year.
Yeah.
With Avowed. That'd be great. That would just set the scene for next year then.
Yeah, for sure. I have a feeling that because they've been so quiet with Forza Motorsport that they will have a showcase for that. They'll show it off.
Yeah. And it'll release this year. I reckon it's going to go this year.
It'll either release within a couple of months of the E3 show, or they'll do which they've done in the past every now and then is say, and now it's available today on Game Pass.
I reckon they might do that Redfall.
Yeah, okay, maybe.
I reckon they might do that in the summer.
So,
Redfall.
But either way, we're sure it's coming out this year.
Yeah, so some notable games I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to hearing about like I don't know if they'll say anything or not, but I'm interested in hearing about what Compulsion's been working on.
Yeah,
because they have that like Southern game that's supposed to be coming out that I don't think there's a title to yet. And then I'm also looking forward to seeing some Contraband. I want to see what that game is, because last year you just have like everything. You just have the camera panning around a still kind of like live photo.
Did you just sell drugs in that game? I'm not sure what that game is about.
It's a heist game,
right?
It's
it's a heist game, but I'm interested in seeing how it, because it's supposed to be like a multiplayer co-op, like, work together kind of thing, right?
Oh, really?
So I'm just wondering like how that's gonna work, and like is it just gonna be like one person driving and a bunch of people shooting outside the car, or like what's going on with that? But obviously, Forza Motorsports, I'm interested in seeing how that is, more or less, just to compare it to kind of GT7, because I'm kind of one of those guys. I'm one of those guys that will compare it, and I will see which one kind of pulls me in a little bit more. Right now, GT7 is not pulling me in at all. The cafe is annoying. There's just pieces of that game that feel too slow for me, that it's just hard for me to stay connected with it.
Yeah.
But what I'm waiting for is once Forza Motorsports comes out, I think I'll be able to compare and contrast and say, is it really just the simulation part that I don't have time for anymore, or is it actually the game? You know what I'm saying? I'll be able to kind of grade my own kind of background within the game, because I was big into Gran Turismo when I was younger, but I have so many other games to play now that I'm not sure if it's the way the style of the game is, or if it's just that I'm not into simulation type games anymore.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. We're sport for choice nowadays, aren't we? And Game Pass even makes that even sort of worse. It's a good problem to have. But in regards to... So I can't say that the gameplay is going to be any worse or any less intricate than the previous motorsports. But what it will be 100% better than GT is graphics and gameplay. Like I guarantee you it's going to run at 60 with ray tracing, and then it will run at 120 without ray tracing for sure.
Yeah.
I'm confident. I'm confident.
That's a hell of a statement right there.
Yeah. No, I'm very confident that it'll run
with ray tracing.
60 with ray tracing. Yeah, because it's been built from the ground up, and they've taken so long to build it on purpose, and they want to get it to be that next gen only experience. So they've been putting a lot of time on it, and that's. Hey, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm pretty confident that it'll be 60 ray tracing.
I thought it was genius for them to drop a Forza before GT7 and after GT7 to gauge the community.
Yeah.
I thought that was fantastic. Even though Horizon 5 is, I mean, let's be honest, it's nothing like a simulation. It's more closer to like a Midnight Club than it is a simulation type of game. without all the boosts and the cool customizations that Midnight Club had. Oh, shout out to Midnight Club. I absolutely love that.
It's an arcade.
But yeah. But it was like more arcadey, more just fun. Where motorsport is like a lot more technical, a lot more, Gran Turismo-ish. So it's just really interesting. But I mean, from what I see in recent history, like Forza Motorsports has been blowing Gran Turismo out of the water.
Yeah.
So I'm really interested to see what they got with this next game.
If motorsport hits the 90s Metacritic, that's just gonna that will bury Gran Turismo, because it'll be the second time now Forza Motorsport would have just buried Gran Turismo, and if it comes out now and just does another 90 rating, it's just gonna Gran Turismo, I think, will die off, I reckon, and they might have to just rethink and redo the whole thing. But it released in such a poor state. I was shocked. Yeah. But I was shocked that it's just released in such a poor state, and with the microtransactions thing. Oh, that's the other thing. They probably won't put microtransactions into Forza Motorsport either. I don't reckon we're seeing that.
Who knows? Maybe, but I mean, they're pretty good at doing it. That it's not going to impede on the. It's not pay to play, play to pay.
No,
pay to win.
Exactly, yeah. Pay to win, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, look, they've only told us. I mean, there's been some videos about it, giving some more information about improvements that they've made to the mechanics, like the wheels and the braking system and stuff like that. There's probably other things that they've done to improve over Motorsport 7.
I've heard sound, yeah.
Yeah, and they've built a lot of stuff, like I said before, from the ground up. So it's not going to be an experience where it's just more of the same per se. I know there's not much you can do sort of outside of it's a racing car game. And so what else can you kind of do? But it's going to be, they're going for that feeling of playing it. That's going to be different. So I think it's not going to be treated as just a DLC per se, quote unquote. It's going to feel like a new next gen experience. And that's what the whole reason why they've been spending so much time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I still reckon they're going to announce it, and then it'll drop either on the same day or very close to the showcase.
I was just going to say some other games that we've not seen much of as well as Project Mara. Remember, it'd be nice to see some more Project Mara. But In Exile, working on that steampunk game. Maybe that'd be the new IP that announced, because that's officially not really been announced yet. All we know is that In Exile working on a steampunk game. So we might see some of that, or even sort of something about that. So that'd be interesting. But they've got so many games in the works. I mean, we've got then waiting till they get Activision, that clears. Then we've got all those studios working on games. It's going to be mental. I really can't see in a year or two's time how Sony's going to compete with Xbox.
They won't.
No, they won't. Because it was going to be Game Pass, and they will just be dropping games after games after games after. It'd be just mental.
Yeah.
Sony will be fine, but they just won't be Xbox, and I think that's a great. And I didn't say B. I said they won't be BE. They won't be Xbox, and I think that's fine. And we need that kind of. We need Xbox to be something else that Sony isn't. We don't need them to be copy and paste the same thing, because they both work great for their respective communities. I'm more into Xbox than I am PlayStation, to be honest, but I have like a long history of going through, PlayStation. I mostly played PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, and now I'm starting to dive back into PS3 and PS4 because I miss those generations, because I was strictly on just Xbox.
Oh, okay.
But like I'm okay with the direction PlayStation's going. I'm excited for some of their games that they got coming out, but I'm really happy to see Xbox finally start to get them wheels turning and kick some stuff out that has a whole community extremely excited about.
Have you had breakfast?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think the thing that get everyone excited, just moving on to the next topic, is the Starfield leak from ex-Bethesda dev. Let the console warring begin. So recently we had the ex-Bethesda dev leak leak information. To be honest, I think it's out of nonsense. He's quite clearly just on this actual subject. He's quite clearly disgruntled ex-employee. He doesn't even say what he did. He just said he's an ex-employee. Doesn't he could have just.
It says character artist. It says character artist apparently, but has it been confirmed that this guy actually worked there? Because all they have is a reset error username. So I mean, do they actually have a name and a I don't know, a LinkedIn profile or something from this guy? When did he leave, or when did he get sacked? Was it 2 years ago, 3 years ago? We don't know.
The only evidence we got of this is Jason Schreier saying, "Yeah, I looked into it and it's true." Basically, we got to take Jason Schreier's word for it.
I mean, do we want to really take his word for it? Because the last thing I remember him saying about Xbox is like, "Oh, this acquisition it's highly unlikely that it's gonna get voted in in agreement." And ended up being 98%. So he seems like he just says stuff just to kind of draw drama, and if you kind of question him or ask him anything, he'll block you.
He blocks you, yeah, because he's the one who also said the Activision deal won't go through, and he was very against that, wasn't he?
Yep.
It won't happen, won't go through, and everything. And it looks like it's going through, but he's wrong all the time because everything he says is so anti-Xbox. And he just keeps getting it wrong. It's hilarious. This guy's an idiot. But yeah, that's what's doing the rounds at the moment, isn't it? Just add it to a list of other things that they just be jumping on the bandwagon for. But I think Starfield will blow everyone's minds. I think. What do you think?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, look at they were confident enough to put the launch date in their trailer. Now, they've been working on this for a very long time. They haven't been able to release it like they've said many times before because of tech. Now we've got the tech and the power that they're confident. So they've been working on it. It's not like they only started 2 years ago kind of thing. They've even said in some of the videos that they've gone back into the game and actually created more customizations for the characters, more stats and things like that the older RPG games used to have that were taken out because of too much content and too many options. They've gone back and added it all back in. So it doesn't really make too much sense that they'd have to strip it back just to make launch date. They announced the date a year out, which told me that they're confident enough that the game was complete, just needed to be tweaked here and there. I doubt.
Yeah, Ashtray, I remember something. It was like around November, December, or January, where I thought they like I don't remember where this came from exactly, but I thought somebody had said that the game is done and that they're just in polish.
Yeah, I heard that same thing. Yeah, about a year ago, they just polished it. They wanted to put a year aside just to polish it, basically, just perfect it.
Yeah. So, now let's play devil advocate for a second, right? Even if they have to pull content out, right? Let's just say they had to pull a few missions out or whatever. Well, the game would still be fairly complete. I mean, we're not going to even know anyway, but they can release it as DLC or just add it in later on as just more content without having to. It's going to be on Game Pass anyway, so we're not paying for it per se. So. If they add some more content to it later on, great. It gives the game more longevity. But the way they've spoken about it in different videos is that no one experience is going to be the same. Now, I'm a little bit, is that true? Because we've heard that kind of thing before, and then that's not been the fact. So, but they're sort of saying each experience is going to be different. The way you handle things is up to you. You're not sort of set on a particular path. And if that is actually true, then that's going to be awesome, because I like to approach my games without having to just go from A to B. I like to explore around and sort of take my time and approach situations in many different ways and the way I like, instead of being forced. So if that's true, this game's going to be huge. It's going to be massive, and they'll probably be adding content to it for years anyway.
Well, did you guys? We're talking about as we was talking. This is one thing that's not going around Twitter like the other guy. as we're seeing former devs come out with stuff about Starfield, we've had the former dev come out and say it's trash, the game's rubbish, yada yada yada. You've seen what the other former dev said recently. I think it dropped about 10 hours ago. He says Starfield is too big for its own good, says the former dev. It's got too much content, too much space. So, is that a bad thing?
Well, I feel like they're countering each other by saying that.
Exactly, yes. You've got one former dev come out and say yada yada yada, I never got it, and another former dev come out and say, no, you're talking rubbish, basically. So it's a tit for tat. It's just you can't take really former devs' words for really anything really, and
I think Starfield's going to be one of those games, kind of continuing on what I was just saying before, is that it's up to you. I don't think you're forced into doing things to make it. It's up to you to make it if you want to do it a 20-hour game or if you want to make it a 500-hour game. I think it's totally up to the player. I don't think they're really going to force you into a certain amount of time. So again, if that's true and you can approach everything your own way, then it's up to the player themselves. If they like the game, they'll spend 500 hours in it, like I do, like I almost do with my Valhalla games.
We heard the same nonsense we heard that same nonsense about Dying Light 2. Yeah. Oh my God, this game is 500 hours or something crazy like that. Oh, this game is too much. I'll never be able to complete it. I beat that game in like 30, 40 hours. Like, it wasn't that big of a deal. But like, there's going to be people out there that are just, I mean, let's kind of look at them the same way you look at somebody that's, oh man, the business trip that we're all going to is out in freaking, Hawaii this year. This is super dope. Well, I'm super excited for it. This is awesome. And then all of a sudden you get fired right before you go on the trip. I feel like that's the way these guys may feel right now. Yeah. They could be right, though. They could be right that, hey, this is too much or not enough or not ready. They could be right. But at the same time, they could just be sour.
Yep. 100%.
Yeah, 100%.
Exactly. Exactly. I think. Look, we're never really going to know until we get it in our hands, because you can't take people on websites that reset error, especially, or even the devs themselves.
That's weird that he quoted someone off reset error. It's just weird.
Yeah, but I mean, even Todd Howard, can you really trust what he's saying? Because he's trying to sell us a product, right? So, and he's only ever gonna talk positively about it. So I don't know. Maybe I'm too cynical, but I'm not going to really know until I get it in my hands and I play it myself. And that's when we'll see Twitter. Twitter will gauge whether it's good or not, because you'll see everyone's feedback, because it will be everywhere once it launches. Everyone will be talking about it, screenshots, video clips, everything. And then we'll know.
Flooded the first 5 minutes that the game drops. It's going to be flooded.
100%.
Yeah, and what's good is the PC gamers will be on it as well, not just Xbox. It won't be just like Xbox versus PlayStation. The PC gamers will have their input on it, so they will either then decide, like, yeah, Xbox is killing it now, and we're just going to buy into Game Pass. And as soon as PC gamers start flooding into Game Pass, that's it, really. So, yeah, it's my bloody cat marrying at me. Shut up. Right, I've got to say now. Yeah. I was going to say, I've remembered. I was going to say, I think the game's going to be like a Mass Effect, but on a larger scale. Like a 2022 sort of Mass Effect, sort of more next-gen Mass Effect. That's what I'm picturing the game like. Kind of like that, where you're just going to explore. Because in Mass Effect, remember the first one, you can get in your own ship and do stuff and travel around. And then I think it's the second one more so let you sort of pick what planets you're going to, didn't it? And you could travel around a bit more. It's a bit more open world.
Well, I think they've actually said it's more like a Skyrim in space.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I get that, but yeah, it's hard to imagine in a Skyrim sort of world, because Skyrim you didn't sort of leave the planet, whereas Mass Effect you could sort of travel from planet to planet. It's a bit more spacey, and you had a ship thing, didn't you? Remember you could walk around a ship on the Mass Effect. So that's what I'm thinking. It's going to be a mixture between. I've said for a while now it's going to be a mixture between Mass Effect, Skyrim, and something like a possibly Elite Dangerous or sort of No Man's Sky, that kind of sort of thing. So I reckon it's going to be massive anyway. And we already know that
I hope it's
each
more
planet
like
is
No
the
Man's
size
Sky
of
than Elite Dangerous. Jesus, Elite Dangerous is just ridiculous.
well, yeah, because that was more like a sim, wasn't it? But I really enjoyed that, but it was very simulated, so it probably won't be that much detailed. But I love the space flight in that, but yeah, it probably won't be that much detailed. But they've already said that each planet will be the size of a Skyrim map, so that in itself is just tells you everything, doesn't it? Imagine the amount of missions and things on a planet, and then you complete all that like you complete Skyrim, only just to leave that planet and go to another one, and you just got to basically play Skyrim all over again. It's gonna be like mental.
Oh, well, it's going to be interesting. Hopefully it lives up to the hype. That's all I have to say.
But if it sucks, then it's your fault.
Yeah, my fault. That's true. I reckon we go on to the next topic, which is, and I'm sure everyone heard about this during the week, it was Ubisoft to shut down online services for 91 games, from Splinter Cell to Just Dance, which we know is Elite's favorite game. A load of old games can't be played online anymore, and apparently that might affect achievements too if you haven't played them. So
Dance achievements.
I just want to throw it to Ham and get his take on it. What are your thoughts?
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. I mean, I feel like Ubisoft and EA are kind of in that same pool of just like, we're going to do whatever we want, whether you like it or not. And kind of is what it is at this point. It just kind of sucks. But I mean, this isn't anything new either. I mean, when a game gets so old, they start to lose a little bit more services, especially if it's not getting the player count that they're looking for. So they probably went in and looked at all the games that they got going on within a certain time period in the past and said, all right, which games are actually, making us money, or which games are actually still popular enough for us to continue to pay for this stuff. And they just looked at a ton of them, obviously 91 games, and said, these are just, as much as people would say that they love these games and play these games, the statistics are showing that they are not engaging in here enough for us to keep these services going. We need to move forward, and we need to, take care about other stuff. They're not. It's not looked upon as being very good right now because of the position that kind of Ubisoft kind of put themselves in. If they put out like let's say Watch Dogs Legion was a banger, and Ghost Recon was even better than it was, in Wildlands with Breakpoint, because I didn't really like Breakpoint that much. And Riders Republic is doing crazy numbers and stuff like that. They might have looked at it a little differently, but people's perception of Ubisoft right now is not very good because everything feels similar, or it feels the exact same as the last game, right? So with this public light looking at Ubisoft like, them taking away stuff after people are looking at them like that looks a lot more damaging than it probably really is.
Yeah, I have to agree with you 100% on that. These games have been around for so long now that you're right. The servers are probably dead on their own anyway, right? So why have them when they could be utilizing the servers for other games, or just decommission them altogether or whatever? Because it costs them obviously money and time and things to run them and upkeep them. So I don't think really anyone's missing out on anything. If you haven't played the games yet, well, that's kind of your problem. They've been around for quite a long time. Back in the 360 era too, I think, isn't some of them? One of the games was Far Cry 2. Jeez, man. Yeah. So I think it's a little bit of a non what do you call it? A non-burger. It's news just to sort of get people, to tweet it out and to talk about it, I guess, more than anything. So Apparently, at the very end of the article, there says there's a bit of an update to the story, saying that Ubisoft contacted Kotaku to clarify that due to a mistake, a blog post with an erroneous timestamp stated that a list of 91 games have now been shut down, leading to the appearance that the publisher had shut off servers for a large number of games all at once. The reality is that many of these games ended their online services over the last year. So obviously it wasn't shut down all at the same time. It was obviously sort of a rollout shutdown. Ubisoft apologizes for the confusion, and this article has been updated. So, look, either way, again, like I said, it's if you haven't played the games yet, you're not going to. So it's not a big deal. Elite, what do you think? Is he still alive? Is Elite there? Is he alive?
He's muted right now for whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, it's just like it's kind of a nothing burger, like you said, and it only may hurt those that are like currently playing. But I mean, the numbers obviously said that ain't nobody really playing this game that much, and the only reason it looks bad is because Ubisoft is currently not looking pretty.
Yes.
If they were looking great, like let's say, what's okay to bring up? Let's say, I don't know. There's a lot of there's a lot of wild stuff kind of going on. I was gonna say let's say EA, but that's not a good one.
No.
Okay, yeah. Actually, let's say 2K. Okay. Let's say 2K shut down some of their older services in the games, like 2016 2K basketball and in WWE and stuff like that. That might be a bad look for them for a few people, but majority would be like, yo, I'm looking forward to the new 2K game because they've been, kicking it in the right gear more than they've been kicking it in the wrong gear. Like, especially with this new WWE game, I felt like that was a really good game. I'm playing the current basketball game that just dropped in Game Pass yesterday, and that's co-op, so you can play basketball with other friends on the same team, and it's really fun. And so I feel like if 2K got that same, news where they had to drop services, it wouldn't be looked upon as bad as Ubisoft just because they're in a kind of a rough situation with fans right now.
Yeah.
Even though I personally like Ubisoft games. Like, I loved Far Cry 6. I thought that was really fun. I played a ton of Riders Republic. Let's see. The older Assassin's Creed games I like. I wasn't really big into Valhalla that much. I more or less just need to play more of it, but I like Ubisoft games. But at the same time, I understand where people are coming from, where it feels very rinse and repeat on some, because it kind of is.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm a big fan of the definitely. Assassin's Creed games myself. I love them. I've got just over nearly 20 days in Valhalla, so I really do like that game. Yeah, I think
I just got exhausted playing it, bro.
Man, I've cleared out all the maps. I've played all the DLC, everything.
You're a savage.
Well, I like the open world thing, and that's why I'm kind of excited about going back to Starfield real quick. Is that if it's that big open world where you can basically attack it the way you want, that's freedom to me, and it sets me in a different world.
You should play Conan with me, Ashtray.
The graphics are shit, and no.
The graphics are nice. Oh, it's massive open world with massive combat, loads of weapons and everything.
Maybe one day. We'll see. But
I think personally for Assassin's Creed, this last one, I'm just kind of over that setting. And it's not Assassin's Creed's fault exactly. It's just like there's been other games that have used that similar setting. And I feel like I'm just kind of like, when I turn it on, I'm just like, yeah, I feel like I've been here before, even though I haven't at all.
Yeah. Okay.
I just, and like the Starfield, the way that game looks, or the way that game portrays itself to look, seems really refreshing because for me, I've never really been big into Bethesda games. This is my time to get in with everybody else for the first time
Yep.
and have that exact, same timing. Whether we have the same take or not is different. But I can finally feel what you guys feel on a new IP dropping from Bethesda, and I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, nice. I agree. I'm not massive on Bethesda games myself, so trying Starfield for the first time hopefully does the same thing for me and brings me into more of their games and things like that as well. So
Yeah.
No, that's cool.
So yeah, did you did you also cover that Ubisoft all the rumors about them wanting to be purchased as well?
No, because I don't really care. Xbox won't get them. Microsoft won't buy them. So
yeah, do you think Microsoft would?
no,
Would we
I don't.
like to see Assassin's Creed exclusive?
I'd
Or
like them
Far
to,
Cry?
but I'd like them to buy WB as well. Like,
Yeah, WB. I think what is I think they should save their money up and just buy WB and no one else really.
well, what about Square
Ubisoft
Enix?
is just so damn massive, though, man. Like that's just so big, and like I feel like Xbox needs to figure out how to manage what they got right now, especially with adding on Activision. I feel like adding Ubisoft would just be like a mind fuck.
Yeah, true. True. They've got to deal with what they got. You're right. But, we always want more content. We always want more games.
I mean, we thought we were, big and we got our chests out when we got Bethesda. We didn't. Once that Activision news hit, everybody got hit up over the head. Nobody's seen that coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, complete denial. It's hilarious. They're still in denial over it. They still don't want it to happen. They're still in denial over it. I still get people in denial that Hellblade was gameplay. They still say it's just a cutscene, wasn't gameplay. But it's just a weird world we live in.
Just according to Jeff Keighley's tweet at the start of the year, Ubisoft is worth $7 billion. So they'd have to. I mean, if Xbox was to buy them or anyone, they'd have to pay at least double that. So they'd have to spend about 15 billion on Ubisoft, which isn't out of Microsoft's realms. They got deep pockets, so they could easily do it.
Yeah. We just got to wonder how much would WB cost, and I think that would be a much better to get all of DC would be a much favourable purchase. I think.
WB, it's
Look it up.
not on there.
Look
It's
it
it's not on his tweet, but yeah,
Yeah.
it'd probably be around the same, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Well, I don't know what they get from it. I don't know how much they get from WB. Do they get all the DC franchises and all that lot as well thrown in?
Don't know. It's a bit hard to say. It's a bit hard to say, but yeah.
Who would you prefer, WB or Han? Who would you prefer, WB or Ubisoft?
Or Square Enix.
Or Square Enix?
I'd like Square Enix. A lot of people say that's never going to happen, but I still think there's a possibility there.
Yeah. What do you like from Square Enix though? What games do you actually like from Square Enix?
I like the Tomb Raider stuff. I've been liking their Marvel games that they've been doing too, especially what do you call it? Guardians of the Galaxy. That was fantastic.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good game, but I mean, it didn't do well, did it? Actually, sales wise, apparently. But it's not the kind of game that would blow your socks off, is it? Do you think?
Well, I think
You'd throw billions at it.
Kind of that situation where they kind of feel where they could be better if they had better management or just maybe more freedom. I don't know. It just feels like they could do more, and that's what.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah. Anyway,
other things said no. WB would be garbage. Square Enix, no. I don't know. Yeah, you get you get Batman, isn't it? Batman's under WB.
yeah.
I honestly
Like Combat as well under WB.
Let Ham talk.
No. I was just saying, like acquisition talk. I'm pretty exhausted from.
Yeah.
Like I feel like we kind of got what we need right now, and focusing on any more acquisitions. I understand there's a content war out there, but I don't want it to be just scooping things up. I want it to be like, this is a good fit. We need to go with this and just take your time and get the right thing. Because I mean, in reality, I mean, all different types of companies get bought out from other companies all the time.
Mm.
And if you really want to pay for something, you'll pay for it if you have that kind of money. I think we need to just sit back, let these people work, and just chill. I'm ready to just chill and play some dope ass games, man.
Yeah. So I mean, wait till the Activision deal drops and watch all the games flooding. I think that's when I think that's gonna open some salty rivers. Are we done here then?
Yeah,
Ashtray?
man. Yeah, I think we're good.
Finished?
I think we're good.
Are we done it to death? Right. Okay. So so we're gonna say goodbyes now. So where can we find you?
Ham?
All right, so
Solo.
yeah. Oh yeah, Ham Solo.
Ham
Zero.
Solo.
Yeah, people say there's something about my name, I guess, that some people just like to really draw out really long, and it's funny to me.
Yeah, Ham Solo.
Oh
I
man, if you
like the Han
chats,
Solo
you
movie.
definitely
Do you
know.
like the movie? I quite liked it.
It was all right.
But where can we find you?
Anyways,
You breaking
as
up?
for I'm breaking up.
A little bit. Go on, Karen talking.
Okay, is everything fine now?
Yeah, that's better.
That's better. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I might have been just a little too close to the mic. But anyways, so you guys can find me HamSolo05 Gaming on Twitter. I do various different shows. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, I have Behind Them Sticks, where I just showcase different gamers all around the world and talk about their gaming past and just kind of see what they're interested in with all these upcoming announcements, depending on, the time of year and whatnot. And then you can also check me out on that same channel, which I didn't even mention what the channel's name is yet. It's TSWS Gaming. Me, Loke, and Cozy Beluga do a show every Friday together. And we actually, I was literally on that show right before I came in here. Cozy was sitting there eating 2016 pig's feet. It was disgusting. It was disgusting, but that's what we have sometimes on our show, is just random stuff while we're talking. 2016. Yeah. But yeah, we have random stuff that kind of happen on our podcast while we're talking and whatnot. And the randomness is mostly coming from Cozy. She's crazy. She's legit. Like, she's a dope person, but she's freaking nuts. But anyways, I'm also on K Mega's show, the GRG podcast, which I'll be on later on today at 8:00 Eastern time. And then on Sundays, I'm on a different podcast as well called The Game Drain, where we just more or less play different games together and kind of just play with the idea of like different, like different characters fighting each other and stuff like that. Like we did one episode where we had Joanna Dark going versus Kate Diaz. Who do you guys think would win that fight?
I'd probably say Kate.
Okay. How
Yeah, I don't know really much about Joanna Dark, to be honest. Not about her.
Obviously, that was the wrong answer.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, we talk about like who these characters are and whatnot, and then we pit them in a fight versus each other. But we do all different kinds of like weird things on that show. So you can check us out on that. Like I said, the name of that channel is The Game Drain, but my main channel is TSWS Gaming. Go check it out if you want. If you want to see some different creators I've talked to. I've talked to Rand, Dalthor. I'll be talking to some really interesting people that I'm not gonna name yet because I'm just really excited and I don't want to mess it. I don't want like dates to change or to mess it up. But this coming week I got Kev Talks Games and Hard Days Mike that's going to be on the show. So come check it out.
Right, yeah, guys, go and check it out. Please jump over there and give them a sub.
Man, you busy man. Lots of podcasts all over the place. That's good.
Yeah, man. I try to stay pretty busy doing it. I really love talking about games and just seeing what other people think about it. And most of all, which I think a lot of people need to do this more as well, learn from other people instead of just thinking that you're right all the time or that you know everything. Like that's probably one of the biggest reasons I do what I do is because I know I don't know everything. I don't plan on ever knowing everything. But what I am planning on doing is knowing more than I knew yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's how you grow and learn.
Yeah.
Perfect way to do it.
It's how to be a human.
Yeah, I think just add us both up on Xbox if you haven't already, and definitely get into our Friday night games nights. You enjoy those. So we're trying to build that community up.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Ashtray, where can we find you? Anywhere?
Yeah.
In the street corner.
I'm usually hiding. I'm usually sleeping or something. But yeah, look, I haven't made a video in a few weeks now. So I need to get back on that horse. It's been at least a month since I made a video. But I've been busy. I've had COVID. I've been on business trips and stuff. So I haven't sort of been around that much in the last month anyway. But you can find me on, I keep it simple. It's Ashtray Gaming. It's TREY. Everywhere. It's on Twitter, it's on PlayStation, it's on Xbox, it's on YouTube, so you can find me there. Most people know exactly where to find me. Most people mute me or block me, so that's fine too. I don't care. I do upset people, so especially with some of my tweets, but hey, what can you do?
What you can do.
That's it.
Right. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you everyone for joining us.
What about you? Where do we find you? What's your social media?
Here. Right here, wherever I am now, YouTube's EliteGamingGuru, and my Twitter is, what is it?
Gamers Initiative 1.
Gamers Initiative 1. Yeah, but it's spelt weird.
Yeah.
It's not quite initiative.
It's up on the screen.
Yeah, it's up on the screen, everyone. Just top left. Yes. You threw me off there.
Good.
Dirty. Thank you all for joining us. We've got people in the chat. We've got Dauntless, Others Inc., FarQ. You've changed your name, FarQ.
It was what was it? My left nut is itchy this morning earlier.
Yeah. And we got, what's his name? Shishno Elite.
Shishno, yeah.
Thank you all guys for joining us as always. We appreciate your support, love your support. Please jump over to these guys' channels. Make sure you drop a sub, a like, and a share. Let's get this content out there. We want to get sort of. Let's just get a couple more subs for this. Two subs would be great. But thank you all for watching, and goodbye for now.
Later.
Thanks everyone. See you next time.